I walked into the gleaming office tower in New York on my first day at my dream job, holding my 4-year-old daughter's hand when she suddenly broke free and ran across the marble lobby, screaming, "Daddy!" at the top of her lungs. My blood turned to ice as I watched her leap into the arms of a man in an expensive suit, the CEO of the company, and the man who abandoned us 5 years ago without a word. Stay with the story, hit subscribe, and continue the journey. My name is Emma Richards, and at 29 years old, I was finally clawing my way back to the life I'd once dreamed of. I'm a single mother to Lily, my beautiful, chatty 4-year-old daughter who has no memory of her father, or so I thought. For 5 years, it's been just the two of us against the world. I worked as a freelance graphic designer from our small 2-bedroom apartment, taking whatever projects I could find between daycare drop-offs and bedtime stories. Money was always tight. Some months I had to choose between paying for Lily's swimming lessons or fixing our broken washing machine. But I just landed the opportunity of a lifetime, a senior design position at Apex Digital, one of the biggest marketing firms in the city. The salary would change everything: real healthcare, savings, maybe even a vacation someday. Lily could have dance lessons, art classes, all the things I dreamed of giving her. The only problem? Daycare had a last-minute closure on my first day. I had no backup, no family nearby, no choice but to bring Lily with me for just a few hours until my neighbor could pick her up. I dressed her in her prettiest dress, packed her tablet and snacks, and prayed she'd sit quietly in the reception area. I was terrified of making a bad first impression. I needed this job. We needed this job. I had no idea that my past was about to collide with my present in the most devastating way possible. The lobby of Apex Digital looked like something from a magazine. Glass walls, modern art, a fountain in the center. I held Lily's hand tight, trying to look confident and professional, despite the bright pink backpack slung over my shoulder. "Remember, sweetie, you need to be very quiet today, okay? Mommy has to make a good impression." "I'll be good, Mommy, I promise." We were halfway across the lobby when Lily froze. Her little hand slipped from mine. Her eyes went wide, staring at something across the room. "Lily, what's wrong?" Before I could stop her, she was running, her little legs pumping, her voice echoing off the glass walls. "Daddy! Daddy!" Time slowed down. My heart stopped. Because the man she was running toward, the man who turned with a shocked expression, the man who caught her as she jumped into his arms, was Ryan Mitchell. Ryan, my Ryan, the man I'd loved with everything I had, the man who disappeared 5 years ago, 3 months into my pregnancy, leaving only a note that said, "I'm sorry, I can't do this, don't look for me." But he wasn't just Ryan anymore. He was wearing a tailored suit that probably cost more than my rent. People around him deferred, stepped aside, and pinned to his jacket was a name tag. Ryan Mitchell, CEO. My new boss, the father of my child, the man who'd shattered my heart and left me to pick up the pieces alone. Our eyes met across the lobby. The color drained from his face. Lily was chattering happily in his arms, oblivious to the earthquake happening around her. "Daddy, where did you go? I missed you. Mommy said you were on a long trip, but you're here." My vision blurred. My legs felt weak. This couldn't be happening. Not today. Not like this. Ryan slowly set Lily down, his hands shaking. "Emma," he whispered, my name sounding broken on his lips. People were staring, whispering. My professional reputation was crumbling before I'd even started, but all I could think was, how does my daughter know him? How does she remember him? She was just a baby when he left. "Ms. Richards?" A woman in a sharp blazer approached, her smile tight and confused. "I'm Jennifer from HR. Is everything all right?" My voice came out strangled. "I can explain, but how could I explain this? How could I explain that my 4-year-old just called the CEO Daddy in front of the entire company? Jennifer escorted me to a small conference room, her professional smile barely hiding her shock. Lily skipped alongside us, still chattering about Daddy, completely unaware that she just destroyed my career before it started. "Ms. Richards, perhaps we should reschedule your orientation," Jennifer said carefully. "Given the circumstances." "Please," I said, my voice cracking. "I can't lose this job. I need this job. This is just a misunderstanding." "A misunderstanding?" Jennifer's eyebrow lifted. "Your daughter just called our CEO her father in front of 40 employees." Before I could respond, the door opened. Ryan stepped inside, his face pale but composed. "Jennifer, I'll handle this. Please give us the room." "Sir, I'm not sure that's..." "Now." Jennifer left, but not before shooting me a look that said my career was already over. Ryan closed the door. The silence was suffocating. Lily played with her tablet in the corner, humming, oblivious. "Emma," Ryan started, his voice hoarse. "Don't." I cut him off, anger finally breaking through my shock. "Don't you dare say my name like you have the right to." "I know you're angry." "Angry?" I laughed bitterly. "Angry doesn't even begin to cover what I feel right now. You left, Ryan. You disappeared. You left me pregnant and alone with nothing but a cowardly note. I raised our daughter by myself. I worked 3 jobs while finishing school. I survived on 4 hours of sleep for years. And now you're, what, a CEO? Living your best life while I struggled to afford diapers? You don't understand. Then explain it. Explain how you could abandon your own child. Explain how Lily knows who you are when she's never met you." Ryan's jaw clenched. "She has met me every month for the past year, at the park near your apartment. I've been watching you both, approaching slowly. She knows me because I've been building a relationship with her." The floor dropped out from under me. "You've been stalking us? Meeting with my daughter behind my back?" "Not stalking, trying to be part of her life, trying to make things right. By sneaking around? By lying? What gave you the right?" "I'm her father." "You lost that right when you left." My voice echoed in the small room. Lily looked up, worried. I forced myself to breathe, to lower my voice. "You don't get to decide when to be a father. You don't get to waltz back into our lives without permission." Ryan ran his hands through his hair, the composed CEO facade cracking. "I was 24 when you got pregnant, Emma. I was terrified. I was broke. My father had just cut me off for dropping out of his company. I had nothing to offer you or a baby. So I ran. I'm not proud of it, but I ran." "You had me," I said, tears streaming down my face. "We could have figured it out together." "I know that now, but I was a coward then." Ryan's eyes glistened. "I spent 5 years building this company from nothing. Every day I thought about you, about her. I hired investigators to make sure you were okay. I had money deposited anonymously into your account." "What? The scholarship that covered your last year of school? The grant that paid for Lily's daycare? That was me. I couldn't leave you with nothing, Emma, even if I was too scared to face you." My head spun. The mysterious help that had appeared at crucial moments, the financial aid that seemed too good to be true. It was him, all along. "You should have told me." "I know, but I was ashamed. And then when I finally worked up the courage to come back, I saw how strong you'd become, how amazing you and Lily were together. I was afraid you'd never forgive me, so I tried to build a relationship with her first, to prove I could be a good father. And then I was going to tell you everything. By hiring me, you orchestrated this whole job, didn't you?" Ryan's silence was answer enough. "Oh my God," I felt sick. "This whole thing is a lie. The job offer, the salary, everything. You're just trying to buy your way back into our lives." "No, Emma, you earned this position. I saw your portfolio. It's brilliant. I didn't even know you'd applied until HR flagged it because of Lily's last name. And yes, I push for you to be hired, but only because you're talented, because you deserve this opportunity. I don't want opportunities built on lies. I grabbed Lily's hand. We're leaving. Emma, please. No, you don't get to do this. You don't get to manipulate our lives and call it love. I headed for the door, my heart shattering all over again. Mommy, why are we leaving? Lily's voice was small, confused. I wanted to show Daddy my drawings. I looked down at my daughter's innocent face, then back at Ryan, who looked completely broken. I'll have my lawyer contact you about custody, Ryan said quietly. I want to be in her life, Emma, properly, legally. I won't hide anymore. The word custody hit me like a bullet. He had money now, power, lawyers. What if he tried to take her from me? What if a judge decided a CEO father was better than a struggling single mother? Don't you dare threaten me. It's not a threat, it's a promise. I'm done running. Whether you work here or not, whether you forgive me or not, I'm going to be Lily's father. She deserves that, and so do I. I didn't take the job, how could I? But Ryan was true to his word. 3 days later, legal papers arrived requesting joint custody. My hands shook as I read through pages of legal language, all pointing to one truth. Ryan wanted half of Lily's life. I hired a lawyer I couldn't afford. She looked at Ryan's resources and gave me the hard truth. Emma, he's a CEO with unlimited resources. You're a freelancer with an unstable income. Unless he's abusive or neglectful, which meeting his daughter in parks doesn't qualify as, a judge will likely grant him substantial custody, maybe even 50-50. But he abandoned us 5 years ago, and he has proof he's been financially supporting you since. Anonymously, yes, but that works in his favor. It shows he cared, even from a distance. I wanted to scream, to fight, but looking at Lily, who kept asking when she could see Daddy again, I realized I was fighting for me, not for her. That's when Ryan showed up at my apartment. Late at night, rain pouring down. He looked exhausted. Before we go to court, he said, water dripping from his hair, can we just talk? Really talk? No lawyers, no anger, just honesty? I almost slammed the door in his face. But something in his eyes, something broken and desperate, made me let him in. We sat in my tiny kitchen, 2 mugs of coffee between us, and for the first time in 5 years, we really talked. Ryan told me everything. About his father's abuse, the pressure to take over the family business, the way he'd felt like a failure his entire life. About how the pregnancy felt like another thing he'd screw up, another person he'd disappoint. I know it's not an excuse, he said, staring into his coffee. Nothing excuses what I did. But I need you to understand, I didn't leave because I didn't love you. I left because I hated myself so much, I couldn't imagine being a father. I was afraid I'd turn out like my dad, cold, cruel. I thought you and the baby would be better off without me. That wasn't your choice to make, I said, but my anger was softening. You should have let me decide. You should have trusted me. I know, and I've regretted it every single day. Ryan looked up, his eyes red. When I finally made something of myself, when I built this company and proved I wasn't worthless, the first thing I did was look for you. And when I saw Lily, Emma, she's perfect. She's funny and smart and kind. And she's that way because of you. You did an amazing job. You're an amazing mother. Tears rolled down my cheeks. You can't just say nice things and expect it to fix 5 years of pain. I know. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm not even asking you to let me back into your life. But Lily, she deserves to know her father, not the coward who ran, the man I am now, the man I'm still trying to become. I thought about Lily's face when she saw him, the pure joy, the instant connection. She'd been asking about her daddy for years, and I'd given her vague answers, half-truths. Maybe I'd been the one keeping secrets too. If you hurt her, if you disappear again, I will never forgive you, I said, my voice steel. She's my whole world, Ryan. I will not let you break her heart. I won't. I swear on my life, I won't. And this isn't about us. This is about her. You and I, we're done. That door closed 5 years ago. Pain flashed across Ryan's face, but he nodded. I understand. I just want to be her dad. That's all I'm asking for. We drew up a custody arrangement without lawyers. Slow introduction, supervised visits at first, building trust gradually. Ryan canceled the legal proceedings, and slowly, painfully, we became something new. Not lovers, not friends exactly, but co-parents trying to build a bridge from broken pieces. The first few months were awkward. Ryan would pick Lily up for visits, and we'd exchange stiff pleasantries at the door. But Lily blossomed. She'd come home bubbling with stories about the zoo, the aquarium, baking cookies with Daddy. Ryan never pushed for more, never tried to win me back. He respected the boundaries I'd set, and strangely, that made it easier to trust him. I found a new job, on my own merit this time, at a smaller firm that valued my work. The pay was good, not CEO money, but enough to breathe, enough to save, enough to feel secure. One Saturday, Lily got sick, a bad fever that scared me. I called Ryan in a panic, and he was at our door in 15 minutes. We spent the night taking turns with cool washcloths, monitoring her temperature, worrying together. As the sun rose and Lily's fever finally broke, Ryan made coffee while I dozed on the couch. "You're a good dad," I said when he handed me a mug. The words surprised us both. Ryan's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you. That means everything." "I'm still angry at you," I admitted. "Some days more than others. But I can see you're trying. And Lily loves you. That has to count for something." "Can I ask you something?" Ryan sat down carefully, keeping distance between us. "Do you think, someday, you might be able to forgive me? Not forget. I know I don't deserve that, but just let go of some of the anger? For your sake, not mine?" I thought about it, about the weight I'd been carrying for 5 years, about how exhausting it was to hate someone. "I'm working on it," I said honestly. "Some days are harder than others, but I'm trying, for Lily and for me." Ryan nodded. "That's all I can ask." As months turned into a year, something shifted. The awkwardness faded. We started texting about Lily's school projects, her funny sayings, small victories. We became a team, even if we weren't together. Ryan never dated anyone, I noticed. Not that I was paying attention. Much. And I started to see him differently, not as the boy who'd broken my heart, but as the man who was trying, every single day, to be better, to be present, to be the father Lily deserved. 2 years after that first shocking day in the lobby, I attended Lily's kindergarten play. I sat in the audience, watching my daughter sing about butterflies, her face glowing with happiness. Ryan slipped into the seat next to me, slightly late from a meeting. Did I miss it? She hasn't gone on yet. We sat in comfortable silence, two parents watching their child. Somewhere along the way, we'd built something neither of us expected. Not romance, not friendship, but something deeper. Partnership, respect, maybe even the beginning of forgiveness. "Emma," Ryan said quietly, his eyes on the stage. "I need to tell you something." My heart skipped. "What?" "I'm stepping down as CEO. I'm moving to a consulting role, less hours, more flexibility, because I don't want to miss any more moments like this. I've already missed too much." I looked at him, this man who'd once run from responsibility, now choosing it freely. That's a big decision. The only decision that matters. I don't want to be the kind of father who's too busy to show up. I don't want to be my dad. He turned to me, vulnerable. "And I want to ask if maybe we could try family dinners. The three of us. Nothing romantic, no pressure, just being a family in whatever way we can." A year ago, I would have said no immediately. But now, watching Lily search the crowd for both of us, seeing her face light up when she spotted us sitting together. "Okay," I said. "We can try." Ryan's smile was like sunrise. "Thank you." Lily's class performed. She was magnificent, loud, enthusiastic, totally off-key. Perfect. Afterwards, she ran to both of us, and we caught her together, a unit, imperfect but trying. I learned that forgiveness isn't a moment. It's a choice you make over and over. That people can change, even if they can never undo the past. That sometimes the hardest thing is letting go of anger, even when you have every right to hold on to it. Ryan learned that being present is worth more than any success, that trust is earned in small moments, not grand gestures, and that some mistakes can't be fixed, only learned from. And Lily? She learned that families come in all shapes, that love isn't perfect, but it can still be real, and that both her parents, despite their flaws, would move heaven and earth to show up for her. We weren't a fairy tale. We weren't even a typical family, but we were trying, and maybe that was enough. Would you have given Ryan a second chance? Could you forgive someone who abandoned you, even if they changed? And what about Emma? Was she too forgiving, or did she make the right choice for her daughter? Share your thoughts below. Sometimes the hardest part of parenting is putting your child's needs before your own hurt. If this story touched you, pass it along to someone who might need to hear it. And remember, people can change, but they have to prove it, not just promise it. Don't miss our next story. Tap subscribe and keep the episodes going.